Alright, hell yeah. Thanks for clicking on this video. So basically this is pretty much a time lapse of me kind of roughing out one of the first levels you're going to play in Silicon Reaper. It's kind of, I think the name is tentative, but it's probably going to be called The Assault on Humanity's Cradle. And it's basically the human's origin world. And it's going to be a lot of defense satellites and space stations and a whole lot of drones that you're going to have to fight. And the overall goal is to pretty much wipe out the satellites, take out the beacons, survive the drone onslaught, because the drones are going to be pretty much everywhere, as you'll see later in the video. And you're just going to have, I'm probably going to have unlimited lives in this level, just to show that the Silicon Reaper's forces are just endless, completely endless. There's really no hope for humans at all, really. And basically you're gonna have like three goals. You're gonna defeat waves of the drones, you're gonna disable the planetary defense grid, and then it's gonna all culminate with you basically glassing the planet. If you're familiar with the Halo series, where the Covenant basically just annihilates all life on the planet, and that's kind of gonna set the stage for Silicon Reaper, where you pretty much wipe out humanity that had any what's the word I'm looking for? Any idea or any part in the creation of the Silicon Reaper AI. And that's going to open the world for them to kind of just have free range and dominate without really having that much of a threat. Which, that'll change later on when you unlock the higher end planets and stuff, where it's going to be an actual real challenge, kind of, if you want the challenge. And I really don't know exactly what I'm going to say. This is unscripted if you can't tell already. But basically, you're going to start out on one of these motherships, and you're going to be in a space fighter, and you're just going to fly around. There'll be objectives clearly marked on your screen showing you what all to do and everything. And pretty much, I don't really know what else to say. Right now, this is kind of just roughing out the scene. I like to be able to rough out scenes like this so I get an idea of kind of how it's going to feel, how it's going to play. So I'm placing a bunch of ships. Those are all going to fight alongside you. So basically, anything that's red is going to be your team, which is the AI, the Silicon Reaper team. And anything blue is going to be the humans, which you'll see a lot of the drones and everything. And I'm placing a lot of effects on here, kind of playing around with what I can put into the space scene, so it's not just empty space and then just a couple ships, and that's really it. I want you to be able to move around and kind of interact with the environment and take cover behind asteroids. As you can see, there's a bunch of them laying around, and I'm hoping to get them all animated and moving around so they're not static, just sitting there looking real unnatural, really. And the warp gate, I kind of just like the way it looks. I don't know if I'm going to make anything functional with it yet. I think maybe after the planet's glass, I'm going to have maybe a... yeah, that was really weird. I don't know what happened there. Started rotating way off, and that was strange. I ended up getting it figured out. I just rearranged some things and reparented it, reset the rotations, and then rotated the whole object at once, and that seemed to work pretty good. Of course, it's not permanent, so I don't know why I was really too picky about it, but it is what it is. I was just having a good time. This, all in all, this took me, I think, about an hour and some change to put together, and it really helps me able to think about what all is going to be done. And yep, here comes the drones. And I'm not sure how I'm going to implement these coming out without just spawning in midair. Maybe I'm going to have a ship that kind of disperses them, and then you can destroy the main ship, and that'll stop them from spawning, something like that, possibly. But I'm a little nervous on how I'm going to balance this without having the drones too overpowering, but I also don't want them to be too weak. But they are small, and there's a lot of them, so probably their damage would come from their numbers alone. So probably the damage from a single one won't really be that much of a threat, but when you got hundreds of them like this, it's going to be a real problem. And what was I doing here? Oh yeah, turrets. So these turrets will also help the players, so it won't all be on you destroying everything. There'll actually be actual enemy, well, like there's enemy AI, you'll have friendly AI to assist you during the battle. So these turrets will be firing at anything that moves near them, which you could probably, I think that would help. You can, if you're getting low on health or you gotta hang back and recover from taking too much damage, you can kind of fall back here, and hopefully they'll be able to take out anything that's really messing with you too bad. And a lot of this stuff isn't really exactly how it's going to look. I tried making it as pretty as possible by adding some post FX here in a little bit, and I think it's really nice. I don't want it to be too bright like it's daytime. I want it to be dark and gloomy like you're in space, and kind of have a sun. Yeah, see, here's the post FX. I kind of like the blue look, but I don't know if it's too much where it kind of washes out all the colors. Looking back at it now, I think it's a little too dark and not enough light. But it's really hard to get these planets in here. I don't know how Starfield did it, where the planets look massive, and you can interact with them kinda in a way. And I wanted you to be able to shoot at the planets and see the explosions and actually have it be impactful and not look like it's just playing an explosion effect and kind of disappearing like it did nothing. So that'll be a interesting challenge for sure. Oh yeah, and I added some fighters, so there will be some human pilots out there. Not all that many. They're kind of going to rely a lot on the drones, as humans would. Why would they risk their life when they got plenty of robots to destroy? Alright, and that's the end of the video, so let me know what you guys think. If you like the style, you like the idea I'm going for, if there's any suggestions you might have for anything you've seen. I might do a little series here where I'm going to do a couple of levels, probably like 5 or 6 to get started. I'm going to rough them out kind of like this, show like an actual planet scene with a base and whatnot, and you'll actually be able to have a first-person character controller where you'll be able to run around and shoot like you would in like Call of Duty or something. And you'll also be able to have a mecha suit, kind of like Titanfall. You'll be able to control that. I don't know if that'll be first person or not. We'll have to see how that goes. It might just be third person for the ship fighting and for the ship fighting and the mecha suits, but there will be a first person mode where you can actually shoot and use weapons and guns and swords, energy swords and stuff of that nature. But anyways, this video is getting a little long, so thank you for watching. Expect maybe 5 or 6 videos just like this one where I kind of voice over a little time lapse of just roughing out a scene and kind of flushing out the world so I can get a full picture of exactly where I want to take this. And I'm excited to see where this goes, so let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!